RPG!
Okay, check, check, check. 1 2 1 2. Microphone testing. Hey, what is up, guys? I'm back, bringing you another commentary. I know it's been a while. I'm sorry, I guess. I mean, not really, because I got shit going on, but I'm sure you guys can deal with that. Anyways, guys, today for you, got some Diablo 3 gameplay. I haven't played this game in forever, basically because I stopped playing after I cleared the game on Inferno, and I was just like, fuck it, I'm done, fucking done. But yeah, today in this commentary, I got a couple things I want to talk about. First off, I'm going to give basically my rundown on Diablo 3 and my thoughts of the game, all that good stuff. And the second part of the commentary, I'm going to be talking about just little things that I've been having to overcome lately. I'm not saying my life is the most difficult or even hard at all by any means, but you know, every now and then, everybody has to do some shit for themselves to help out themselves and all that good shit. But without further ado, my thoughts on the game Diablo 3. Well, personally, this was one of my this was one of my first MMORPGs, so to speak. So I didn't really know what to expect out of the whole genre. I mean, I had played some other RPGs that did have similar elements to this game, but nothing really like this. Like, for example, I used to play Fable on the original Xbox. I think that was one of the first RPG games that I did play. And yeah, that was kind of what got me into the RPG games. I mean, before that, I did watch my uncle play games like Final Fantasy VII, and I would eventually get into playing that myself. But getting a little off track here, it was my first MMORPG, so yeah, I didn't really have any expectations or premeditated fucking goals within the game or anything like that. I just bought the game because my friend Josh and a couple other people wanted me to get it, and yeah, I was just basically getting it so I could play with them. I got a lot of enjoyment out of this game, I must say. I got on Raptor, which is a gameplay tracker for Xbox Live, Steam, PlayStation Network, etc. I think I got tracked over 275 hours, which is a fuck ton. I mean, mind you, I was AFK for some of that time, but that is a lot of time in-game nonetheless. So I for sure got my bang for my buck when it comes to entertainment value for the dollar. Like, I got lots of gameplay out of this game, and it was a pretty fantastic game up until the point where I finally did eventually clear this on Inferno and beat Diablo with my Barbarian, and it was just such a long fucking haul to farm up the gear that was necessary to complete the additional acts once we were playing through Inferno. I mean, I had to farm for at least a couple weeks on each act to get to the next act, or to get to acquire gear so I could progress to the next act. And man, it was just a really long haul. Like, I had heard people talk about farming gear and all that before, and like I knew what the concept was, but really to go and do it, man, you have to be really determined to fucking set out to finish your goal, sort of deal. But I eventually beat the game, and I think the only other character that I did have going, or champ that I did have going while I was playing on my Barbarian and maxing that out, was a Witch Doctor, and I only ended up getting that to about level 20, level 30ish, and I kind of just lost the drive and desire to play the game. I mean, I did everything that I wanted to do in the game. I finally cleared it on Inferno. I actually cleared it on Inferno and beat Diablo on Inferno before my friend Josh, so I was pretty happy about that. And yeah, I didn't have the drive to go through all that farming and all that to acquire more gear, to acquire more gear for my Witch Doctor so I could go through and progress through the acts. That's pretty much, I think, all I got to say about the game. Out of 10 overall, I would give it I'd give it a solid 9, maybe even a 9.5, because I know there's a lot of fanboys and a lot of people who have played the Blizzard games for a very long time and have played the original Diablo as well as Diablo 2, and that's what they know and love, and will always know and love. But me, I never did play any of that, so I have no knowledge other than what I've seen and heard on the internet as to what what a MMORPG quote unquote should be. So I thought this was a pretty alright game. Anyway, moving on to the next part of the commentary. I just want to put it out there and share a few things with you guys. I mean, how do I put this? It's not even like it's that serious or anything. It's just like lately, I don't know if you've ever, if growing up, right? Like after you're done high school and all that, and you drift away from your friends and whatnot, and you go off and you do whatever you do, right? If you don't feel fulfilled in what you're doing, and you don't feel like what you're doing is making a difference in your life, or what you're doing to better yourself is making a significant difference in your life, and all that, and you feel like you're doing everything for nothing, and just you feel like your back's against the wall and the world's against you and all that, it's a fucking weird place to be in, man. It's strange. You kind of lose track of yourself. You don't feel like you should. You feel like there's something missing, you know? It's weird. And depression's a really fucked up thing. And to be perfectly honest, I was honestly very depressed for about a year to a 2-year period. And I only just got over it maybe within the past 3-4 months by just doing a lot of things to, you know, help branch myself out and be creative and do shit with my time that actually matters, and, you know, makes me feel good. But with that being said, I kind of lost who I was for a while there. I wasn't nearly as outgoing as I was, and I didn't feel good. And there's a really long story to this, and I know I'm not going to be able to fit it all into this video, but long story short is I had everything in the palm of my hand for about a year. At one point I had a really good looking girlfriend who I loved a lot, and I had a really good job. I was just a social butterfly at the time. I had all the friends around me that I could possibly want, and life was just great, you know? I mean, I had everything that I wanted. And going into a pit of depression after me and my girlfriend of a year, I think it was almost 2 years actually, broke up, I felt like shit, and I couldn't get myself back up afterwards. And the fact that I lost my job not even a week after that had happened, it was a culminating of events that were just completely shit, and I didn't deal with it in the right way. And there's all kinds of ways you can deal with it. I obviously didn't deal with it in the right way. All I did with my time was I smoked weed, and I sat in my fucking house, and I played video games. And that's kind of how I just got away from the fact that, you know, I thought life was just so shitty, and there was no point in just, you know, putting effort into it, because what do I get back in return? It just eventually gets taken away from me, or I don't feel like I'm getting what I deserve, and that's just not a good way to feel, you know? And to get yourself out of that, there's a lot of things you gotta do. You gotta find something that makes you happy, first off. You gotta find something that you feel fulfillment out of. And you just basically gotta find yourself again. It's really fucked up, but you kinda gotta go through like a remedy period to help cure all of your illnesses, so to speak. And once you do that, you feel great. And I know this is random commentary. I think I might even do a second part to elaborate. So yeah, I'll talk to you later, guys. Peace out.